Yo, what's going on? We back with another one, Just Bowl TV. That Mr. Haywood checking in. I got my guy, Austin. My bad, I ain't mean to slap you in the neck.
Oh my God.
I got my guy, Austin, with me today, and we're gonna go over some practice drills for people that bowl with no thumb, because as always, you know, house of no thumb bowling. All right, so with this drill and these drills in general, you can use any bowling ball. It doesn't really matter, spare ball, whichever one makes you happier. No more talking, we're gonna get into it. Shout out to Bowlify as always. Shout out to Bolero for helping us with the lanes. Shout out to Strike 10 Pro Shop for our equipment. To the video. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through a series of drills. We're gonna do 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, and then I'm just going to get him to go to where he normally stands at, and then we'll talk about the pace and flow of our approach, arm swing, and then essentially just putting it all together, all right? So starting off first, 1 step drills. So what we'll get him to do, a good press drill to do is you take a ball, you get to the line, and what you do is you go ahead and get down as far as you can with your knee. Austin here, he's had a knee injury prior to before this, so he's not gonna be able to go as low.
Sorry.
But he understands his limits. All right, so go ahead and get down. All right, before he throws the ball, hold it up just so you don't tie your arm up. You're gonna see him put his foot out. That's just to help with balance. All right, he's gonna have his arm out as well to help with his balance of the swing, make sure everything is evenly balanced. He's gonna take about 2 to 3 swings to get his body adjusted, and then he's just gonna be worried about letting the ball roll off the end of his hand. He's gonna collapse his wrist, all right? Goal of this drill is not to hit pins, not to strike. It's just to make sure that the ball is getting off your hand correctly, get the release feeling comfortable, and get into the rotation and get into the habit of doing it the right way. So he's gonna do that about a couple times, and you'll see him just stay at the line until the ball probably hits the pins, and then we'll keep going back and forth. So what you see him doing, just for a close-up without a ball in your hand, he's down here at the line. He's just trying to stay balanced. The first thing and the most thing that everybody needs to be worried about is balance. Without good balance and planting at the line, you won't be able to throw a good shot no matter what. So he's here. He's solid at the line, even without a ball. He should be able to just stay like this all day long without falling off. All right, what he's doing is he's just getting the flow of the ball moving, and when he gets here, he's just kind of collapsing his wrist to where like his hand should almost be parallel with the pins, and he's just letting the ball just literally fall off his hand. All right. Now, when you first start out doing these drills, it's probably gonna feel a little weird. It's gonna take a little bit of time, but just keep going. It gets a little easier, and you'll start to see pretty much like a growth in your release, a little bit more of consistency going on. So, you know, with everything, it takes time. All right, so we'll go from 1, we'll go to 2 now. 2 is essentially the same thing. The finish is still the same, but the only difference is he's gonna have 1 little baby step to kind of just get that last 2 steps and that flow of the arm swing, all right? He's gonna be looking at 20 or around like the 18 to 20 mark. He's not really worried about striking, but if he can strike, that's still good. All right, so everything about that was horrible. Everything was bad. Let me tell you why it was bad, all right? 1, he took like 3 steps, all right? Which is cool. Like I said, it's gonna take time. If you don't really do the drills a lot, it'll take some time. The point of the drill is you wanna be a good amount of distance from the lane, from the approach line. With us, we have long legs. So for myself, if I was doing 2 steps, what I would do is I would go ahead and get the ball moving, and I would take a step, and boom, finish at the line, all right? So people that don't bowl with your thumb, majority of the time, you're always gonna have some type of drift around the hip because we don't have a thumb, so we're just trying to clear it. But you just take your time. You're gonna get the ball moving a little bit. As it's coming back down, you'll take your step, come on through, all right? Take your time. All right. That's a little bit better. You saw him kind of hesitate, and that's okay. Like I said, it takes time, ease into it. What you want to be able to try to do is over time, start the ball probably a little bit earlier as it's coming down. Boom. You're not really worried about the height of backswing, the speed. You're just trying to make sure that everything is coming together smoothly and you're coming out the ball the right way. Better. All right, that was better. So like I said, we're not really worried about if he strikes or not. It's just about coming out the ball the correct way. He is kind of chicken winging a little bit, so tone up.
My bad.
All right, tighten up.
All
right, we'll probably do about 2 more shots, then we'll go to 3. One of these drills, like I said, if you ever feel as if you're going through a point in your bowling journey or whatever, where your ball's not coming out the hand the right way, you're being inconsistent, your flow, your timing, sometimes it's easier to go back to step 1, break it down, 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, and then from there, if you want to go 4 and 5, that's really up to you. But I believe Austin and myself, we both do 5, so we'll just do 1, 2, and 3, and then we'll go back to our normal. Take your time, get the ball moving before you move. There you go. A little bit better. The only thing that he didn't do is he fell off. So just make sure whenever you're doing your drills, the goal with these drills as well as accuracy and consistency at the release is to be planted. If you do it in your drills, when you're actually bowling, you'll be able to understand and get used to what it feels like to be solid at the line. If you're not solid at the line, hey, y'all know.
Let's get a good one.
Let's get a good one. Come on. You're on YouTube, buddy.
I know.
Better. Another thing I can tell you guys, we're gonna go ahead and move to 3. Best thing I can tell you guys as well, pay attention to the small little details on what he's doing. Number 1, his leg is down. If you keep your leg down, it helps be a little bit more accurate and consistent. If your leg is popping up a lot, it'll affect your accuracy. Trust me, I know. I just had to do a whole lesson with one of my coaches. Shout out to Mike. Another thing is his arm is out. It may not be parallel with his body, but it's out a little bit. It just helps with your balance, all right? So if you can at least have it out a little bit, it will help settle you out, all right? Now we're gonna do 3 steps. The goal of 3 steps is it's a little bit more close to his natural flow of things, so it helps him get his arm swing into play and keeps his pace correct, all right? Take your time, same thing as before. Plant, don't rush, follow through, plant at the line. That was bad. All right, that was terrible. Another case of it just being uncomfortable.
Yep.
All right, he was a little too far anyway, so he felt like he had to rush out to the line. Same situation, you get planted up, get settled. 1, 2, 3, all right? It's really not about speed. It's really just about coming out the hand the right way, all right? Can't say it enough. So what I'll do is I'll move him up to about like right here, because his legs are not longer than mine.
Oh, okay.
And what you'll do is, when you're about to start, as soon as your left leg is coming out, go ahead and put the ball in the swing, and boom. All right. Better. That was good. That was pretty good. I have nothing negative to say about that one. 2 more shots, and then we'll get into his normal approach. Consistency is key. If you can be consistent, you can score. And if you can score, you'll be good. Well, for the most part.
Pretty much. That's how bowling works.
Alright, so that was even better than the one before. Me moving him up a little bit, he didn't feel like he had to reach as much, so he was able to kind of process everything, and it just all flowed a little bit easier. Well, along with accuracy, consistency, and being able to repeat, if you're comfortable, then you'll feel good, and you can trust those little movements that you have to make, whether it's up, back, left, or right, and we'll get into that a whole nother video, all right?
Gotcha.
Oh,
Sorry.
my goodness, that was not good, but we're just gonna go ahead and use that to go into his regular approach, all right?
Question of the video is, how often do you practice? And what do you work on when you practice? For me personally, I'm really speed oriented. I throw the ball hard, hit it pretty hard, but when I come out here, I practice on trying to slow down, hit my mark, make sure my hand's in the right position. Whatever you do, when you practice, let us know down in the comments below.
Cool. So now that we're done with the question of the day, we're gonna just go ahead and get to his normal approach. Just see if he can put everything together. That should have helped smooth out his release or any issues he's been having with his release. He's gonna be looking around like 15, 17. At this point, it's still not really about striking, but if he's able to put everything together and strike, then it's a good day. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. With this, he wants to make sure that the distance in between the steps are at least equal and that his pace is the same. You don't really want to be really slow and then speed up, and you don't want to be fast, slow down. You just kind of want to have the same pace. If you're going to at least build up at the same space. At the same speed, all right? So for him, he has like a little bit of a drift to the right. People with no thumb, like I always say, even some of the two-handers, you're most likely going to have a drift because you have to clear your hip. It's just a natural thing. The best thing you could do is when you're practicing, at least try to monitor it and shrink your drift as small as you can. But for some, it's a lot easier or harder than the others, so it's all right. Follow through. A little soft. All right. So he kind of slowed down towards the ending, especially when he was clearing his hip. So best thing I can tell him right now, and everything's experimental. What may work for him and myself may not work for you, and like I always say, vice versa. All right, so just move up probably about like a half a foot, and that'll help kind of slow, get you back into everything. That was a lot better. He was able to rely on just his arm swing coming all through. He followed through very well. He was stuck at the line. He didn't really fall off. That's the best things about it. Planting at the line, following through, not short arming it. You don't want to throw into the lane. You want to throw onto the lane, guide out. And his arm was out a little bit, so he was able to maintain that balance really good. All right. Try to slow down just even a little bit more. Not as far as your pace, but as far as the launch. All right. Get right here and don't just let it roll off the hand.
Hey,
that was better. Even though that was a disgusting strike, the flow of what he's doing looks a little bit better. He looks a little bit more complete. With him, like he said, he is speed dominant, so it's very hard for him to not get to the line and want to rocket it. So he's been working on that. Best thing for people that may be speed dominant, move up, or like if you're gonna try to slow your feet down, you move up to shrink the space, and then that way you can just be more, you know. But if moving up is not really good for you, you can move back, and that way it'll give your ball more time to read because you'll put the ball down sooner. All right. So if you can move up a little bit and shrink your space, that'll tell your mind to tell your feet to slow down. If that doesn't work, move backwards, do the same approach, and that'll put the ball down sooner, give the ball more time to read. All right. So matter of fact, since I was just speaking about that, let's back up a little bit. So back up a half a foot. All right, and do the same thing. Don't try to reach out to the lane. Just do what feels comfortable. Late hit on the
down
10.
though, baby.
Shout out to Kitty Cat. Cat slap. That worked a little bit for him. You can tell he was a little nervous about it. He kind of was reaching a little bit. It's all right. Every one of these drills take time. All right. All right. This probably be, he'll throw 2 more, and then that'll be the end of the video.
Ugly best friend. We had to see her one time.
All he's doing is throwing mixers. But at the end of the day, guys, serious tip.
They're these.
A serious tip, guys, practicing when you can practice can be a make or break for your game. If you have the time to get into the center, go in. Take a friend with you to be a separate pair of eyes. Just putting the time into your craft and your game can make the biggest difference. Once again, thank y'all for watching with us. Appreciate you for coming out.
No problem.
Got my guy Austin with me, that Mr. Haywood, JustBall TV. Go practice.